It's a great feeling when you get a woman you've been chasing for miles. I've known thousands of women in the biblical sense, and by biblical sense I mean made-up women that don't really exist. A lot of people just drift into relationships without really thinking about it, and we call those people men. A lot of men say when they first get together with a woman, they can't initially tell if it's the real thing, but I can, because I've got a special little indicator that sticks up. Come on in, sit down. What's your name, madam? Alexa. And what is it, some sort of cystitis? What's the matter? What do you do for a living, Alexa?
Lots of things.
You do lots of things?
Yeah.
Yes, I think I've seen a card advertising your services. Are you new in town? Go on, don't let me guess.
So, I'm an aspiring presenter.
You're an aspiring presenter?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I'll say to you what I say to all aspiring presenters that I meet. I'll have an Americano, please. Oh, I fucking love my job. Gentlemen, do you remember what you were doing the first time you told a woman that you loved her? I do, I was lying. Don't give me that look, it worked, I fucked her. We went out for a drink the other night, me and my girlfriend, and we were chatting about what people actually think about when they're having sex. Not a conversation I would recommend. She said to me, what kind of a man fantasizes about his partner's friends whilst he's actually having sex with his partner? And I said, promise you won't get mad. What do you think is the most important thing in a relationship? Give us a shout. Sex. How long have you been together with your woman? 4 years, and sex is still the most important thing. Well, you, sir, are a liar. Up to 2 years, I would give you. Up to 2 years is fine, but sex is the most important thing. You're ripping each other's clothes off. It's fantastic. After 2 years, what's that coming up on the inside? Coming up pretty fast. Sky Plus. Any other thoughts? Most important thing in a relationship? Trust. A lot of ladies saying trust. Any other? Cricket. Cooking. Cooking's the most important thing. Are you the guy from Quantum Leap? Have you just got here from 1970? Cooking's the most important thing in a relationship. Have you ever become engaged by awarding someone a bread maker by any chance? Not the weirdest answer. The weirdest answer I had recently. I said, what's the most important thing in a relationship? And the bloke went, consent. There was a guy up in Edinburgh, I said, most important thing in a relationship, and he went, me. A terrified looking woman next to him going, any other thoughts? Lubricant. Well, if you run out. Any other? What, sorry? A puncture repair kit. It's funny, I like that. I think it deserved more. Come on. Any other? What, sorry? Love? Grow up. Who are you in a relationship with? Your My Little Pony? Any other thoughts? Most important thing? Laughter. Well, I don't know about that. I do think a sense of humour is what I look for in a woman, because if a woman can see the funny side of life, she's much less likely to press charges. I think trust. For me, I think trust is the most important thing in a relationship, because if you're with a woman and you don't 100% trust her, how do you know she's not going to tell your wife? I do love it when a woman says those magic words that mean she's definitely up for sex that night. This drink tastes funny. I'm joking, you can't taste it. I'm not a prude, you'd agree with that, wouldn't you? I'm not prudish. Here's the thing, I don't like swearing during sex. Who wants to hear that kind of language, especially from a child? Oh, the look you gave me there. You prefer a sweary kid, fair enough. I had a thing happen to me recently, a little bit embarrassing. I got caught. I didn't think this could happen when you're a grown-up. I got caught masturbating by my girlfriend. What do you say? Sorry I woke you. You've got sleep in your eye. I don't know about you, but I don't like celebrities that are only famous because of who their parents are. Like Callum Best and Peaches Geldof and Jesus. I heard a reporter on Sky News say at least one person killed in suicide bomb attack. Yeah, obviously. That is the bare minimum you need to qualify. It was something about burning a copy of the Quran in Afghanistan. I was watching it thinking, I would never burn a copy of the Quran because I've got a Kindle. Just delete it, don't fuck about. I'm not worried about Islamic suicide bombers, they can only do it once. A Hindu suicide bomber, that is more of a threat. Because of the reincarnation. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I was going to talk to you about terrorist threat levels in this country, because our government have picked the weirdest words for our terrorist threat levels. You know, sometimes they announce them at the end of the news. The weather, the pollen count, and then the terrorist threat level, for no reason at all. And it's words that I don't understand. So at the moment, the terrorist threat level in this country is substantial. I asked a police officer, what am I meant to do with substantial? He said, watch yourself. I said, well, I'm not involved. Do you know what the highest terrorist threat level is? How's this for a creepy word? Imminent. The fuck am I meant to do with imminent? I imagine clench. I mean, I've never been near a bomb when it's gone off, but I imagine that take the edge off, wouldn't it? And we all know that isn't the highest terrorist threat level. The highest terrorist threat level, as we all know, is I don't care if this does look racist, I'm getting off the bus. That is a massive rucksack, and he doesn't need to be saying these prayers out loud. I'm fucking doing one. Where middle-class guilt is overtaken by fear, you know you're in trouble. Of course, with these jokes, I could face the wrath of Islam, which I've always thought sounds like a shit pub. Where are we going? Wrath of Islam. Oh, for fuck's sake. There's no booze, there's no fruit machine, there's no pork scratchings. Yeah, but women can get stoned. Sometimes doing this job, you feel very exposed. Not when I'm doing jokes, but when I'm doing an observational bit of comedy, you feel like if no one can relate to this, I'm going to feel a fool. So, share with me if you've had a similar experience. It's always embarrassing when you get an erection during a prostate exam. And they realise, hang on, you're not a real doctor. Joke's on her, she hasn't even got a prostate. Have we got any teenage girls in? Give us a shout, any teenage girls? I'm sorry, I realise that is a creepy question. The teenage girls, the reason I ask, I read a thing recently, it said that 90% of teenage girls are sexually active. Bullshit. A lot of them just lie there. I'm frightened, you're not my real dad. I often get asked by young guys, young men after the show often ask me, can you laugh a woman into bed? The short answer, yes. Obviously, she's too young for you if you're having to say peekaboo, but yeah. You can laugh a woman into bed. The tough bit comes 20 minutes later when you're trying to laugh her into a taxi home. I don't want to make a big deal of this, but I recently adopted a newborn African child. He was just £7, plus postage and packing. That's how they get you. If only they'd put holes in that box. And that is the joke, interestingly, that Richard Curtis said was a bit much for the comic relief gig. Have you all been on that first foreign holiday abroad? Like the first foreign holiday you went on without your parents? Everyone been on that holiday? Yes. Has anyone not been on that holiday yet? Oh, quite a few of you. You've got a lot to look forward to. It's an amazing trip. It tends to be all the guys go away together, all the girls go away together, somewhere hot in Europe that's cheap that year. We went away, 5 of us that went all the way through school together. We just got our A-level results, went away for 2 weeks in Faliraki. It was awesome. Sun, sea, sex and sand, that's what we're looking for, that's what we found. It was an amazing, life-affirming, wonderful holiday. Well, in those 2 weeks, I had sex with 12 different people. I'm not bragging, I was gang raped. Still, I didn't let it spoil my trip. If there's a fight, I let my fist do the talking. Please don't hurt me. I went to a fairly posh single-sex school, but I never really fitted in. I think it's partly because I'm male. Partly because I was 35 when they caught me. My granddad always used to insist on standing up whenever a woman entered the room, which is ultimately what led to him losing his disability living allowance. I was up in North London. I saw a guy in the high street with a guide dog and a white stick. And I went up to him. I went, "You must be blind." He said, "Tell me something I don't know." I said, "There's a tree over there." Don't be a dick about it.